Hello everyone, my name is Ingmar, and the reason why I'm reviewing all these albums and EPs is that they all booms. Welcome! This is a new project of mine named Notes Luruh, in which I'm going to give reviews to 5 albums and EPs from different new or underrated Indonesian artists with the purpose of promoting new or underrated Indonesian music to Indonesian youths. And I have uploaded videos every Wednesdays and Fridays, so thank you so much for watching for these past 2 weeks. Without further ado, let's head into the review. Today I'll be reviewing Puncak Janggal by Laze. Laze is an Indonesian rapper and producer hailing from Bandung but based in Jakarta, who, after becoming known as a battle rapper and winning several competitions, released his first mixtape, Vacant Room, on March 30th, 2015. This album was published and distributed by Preachja, a hip-hop label based in Jakarta, in which Laze is a part of. This album was released on 30th of November, 2020, with a list of 14 songs with a runtime of 48 minutes and 29 seconds. It features production credits from Laze himself and producers and songwriters Riza, Rinanto, Monty, Hasan, M-Tunes, and Randy MP. Different from all the albums that I have reviewed so far, this marks the first album completely in Indonesian. This project can be described as a full hip-hop record covering subgenres such as boom bap, trap, lo-fi, and West Coast hip-hop, which reflects the moods of realness considering the political and social themes the album explores. The project felt extremely exciting, and there are lots of moments in the album where I really had a lot of fun listening to it, even for the first time. Speaking of which, when I first heard this album, I felt it was very hard-hitting. I thought it was an extremely versatile album with songs that span many different themes and genres while still keeping a consistent feel throughout the whole project. A wide variety of instruments and sequencing techniques I felt were used throughout the whole album, which accompanied Laze's raps and melodies very well. In other words, this is basically my type of hip-hop. The overall vibe of this project can be described in 2 words. Exciting, which is what I mentioned before, and odd. Puncak Janggal, when translated to English, can be translated to odd peak. And I thought it made sense because there's an uneven and unique feeling that I got while listening to this album, which actually made it a more better listening experience from the various times I've listened to this project. The first track, Puncak Janggal Intro, is a melody-driven hardcore hip-hop and boom bap song, which features piano, soul choir and string arrangements, simple and hard-hitting drum and bass, which introduces this album as an odd dream full of positivity and wonders. He also hints several of the scattered songwriting themes throughout this project and fits them in 3 verses. The second track, Penghargaan, is a boom bap song with jazz influences, featuring funky bass lines and electric guitar patterns, smooth brass arrangements, and jazz samples in the chorus and outro. In the song, Laze praises and rewards hardworking and valuable people in many different ways and how they contribute to society, while also praising and rewarding himself for being in the position that he is now. The third track, Dari Layar, is a West Coast hip-hop song accompanied by a manipulated marimba xylophone sample, along with various additions of string and mellotron patterns, vocal samples, and smooth 808s. The song talks about or rants about how celebrities or big stars act more successful than they really are, and basically explains the concept of dramaturgy, or the concept where people in the front stage put up an act to manipulate other people's impression of them, while in the backstage they're really different from what they show to the audience, or in this case, the screen. The song then ends with a halftime break, where basically the track slows down to half the time. The fourth track, Teman Lama, is a gospel-inspired type boom bap song, with gospel-like pianos and pad instruments, occasional angelic string arrangements, simple bass, and electronic hip-hop drums. The song talks about the moment of meeting your old friends after a long while, reminiscing old memories, how they have changed, and how the person speaking have changed in the perspective of the character in the song. The song features vocals from K. Oscar, a singer-songwriter who is also part of the duo Nova Kane, not to be confused with Navake. The song ends with a pad arrangement along with some occasional reversed guitar samples. The fifth track, Pertanda Baik, is a funk disco-inspired chill hop song, which features jazz-influenced electric piano chords, funky bass, occasional guitar patterns, vocal samples, synth chords, and string arrangements. The song tells a story about a person wanting to start a relationship, then eventually starting that relationship from the perspective of a student who grows up to become an adult. This song also references or is inspired by memories with his wife. This song features vocals from Petra Siombing, who is an Indonesian singer-songwriter. The sixth track, Turun Dari Langit, is a funk-inspired soul hip-hop song, which features groovy drums, funky bass patterns, alternating electric piano chords, and occasional guitar licks and riffs. The song imagines a rich lifestyle and how having riches can easily solve all problems, and also talking about people who have had it easy in life through those riches. The song asks the question, what if all the riches can just fall from the sky? The song features vocals from Karya Chenoa, a rapper and singer. The seventh track, Dari Jendela, is a lo-fi hip-hop song, which features sampled piano chords and trumpet riffs, simple sub-bass patterns, and lo-fi style drums. The song talks about viewing society from an outside perspective, almost as if looking outside the window of a car while strolling around Jakarta or any other city. It's a reflective song which also talks about wanting to see it firsthand and wanting to see how society really is in a normal day-to-day basis. The song features vocals from Ben Siombing, another Indonesian singer-songwriter who is also the brother of Petra Siombing. The eighth track, Titik Terendah, Titik Tertinggi, is a two-part trap-inspired song, which in the first part features a jazz-like vocal guitar and bass sample which plays throughout that one part and smooth trap drum. And in the second part features a different vocal sample and more boom-bap type drums. This song talks about his life experiences and how his negative experiences turned into positive ones. The ninth track, Biar Mereka Tahu, is a trap-inspired boom-bap song, accompanied by simple rock-inspired hip-hop drums, an epic bass and string arrangement, funky bass, and simple piano patterns. In the song, Laze flexes or shows off his fantasies and imaginations, sort of poking fun at people who flex or show off to make themselves more popular or more valid. The 10th track, Sombong, is a complex trap song featuring a choppy string sample, a hard-hitting trap beat, and strong 808s. In the song, Laze and featured rapper and producer Arya or Anayaka flex their own experiences while also shaming on their own haters, shifting the definition of sombong or arrogant into something more positive. The 11th track, Sementara, is a complex experimental trap boom-bap song, which features glitchy and distorted synths, various sound effects and loops of vocals and sirens, hard-hitting piano, simple trap drums, and again, strong 808s. The song talks about how everything is just momentary and that nothing lasts forever and that it can vary from the experiences that you experience. This song features vocals from singer-songwriter and producer Hindia, who is a well-known name in the Indonesian music scene. The 12th track, Bintang Lima, is a slow boom-bap song featuring a spacey pad sample, simple boom-bap drums, funky bass patterns, along with some electric piano chords and string arrangements in the chorus. The song talks about starting from the bottom now here, while also staying humble and real, as everyone in the end is human and we are all the same. The 13th track, Ruang Tunggu, is a hardcore boom-bap song with dark piano and occasional choir samples, hard-hitting drums, and jazzy chords accompanied by a trumpet arrangement and gospel-like elements. In the song, he talks about how he's done waiting for bigger things, listing the things that he's done that makes him deserving of those bigger things, while also still being hopeful for the future. And finally, the 14th track, Kemenangan Sejati, is a rock-inspired boom-bap song featuring rock guitar patterns, synth leads, organ and piano chords, complex bass patterns, and a rock hard-hitting style boom-bap drum pattern. The song talks about being grateful and always going on the right road to experience the right and loyal success. The song features vocals and choir from Jonathan Mono, or Mono, a singer and multi-instrumentalist who is also a member of the band We Are Neurotic. The album was mixed in an extremely clean way, and listening to it from various sound systems, I found that the album felt very consistent, and I really found no issues with the mixing and mastering this album has. Other than that, with some solid production, unique lyrics, and great features, I was impressed with the variety this album has, and it really shows Laze's character and talent as an Indonesian rapper. One thing that I noticed throughout this entire album was that he really likes productions that sound full. Productions that don't sound empty and fill all their spaces evenly, which I think makes sense considering his rapping voice and the features that are in his album. It's also something that I found while looking back on his previous albums, Vacant Room and Waktu Bicara. Vacant Room being an album with more modern production and a full use of the English language, then with Waktu Bicara being an album with more old school influences, more professional production, and it being fully Indonesian. I felt that Puncak Janggal was a mix of those two mixtapes and albums in terms of the consistency and flows, Laze provides. And his track record of good releases has proved well, as he has received awards and commendations for his songs and lyrical wordplay, being one of the main rappers in the Indonesian hip-hop scene. Overall, this album was a pleasure to listen to, and I am looking forward to his future releases and future albums or singles that will come out in the future. Overall, it is straight fire.
I recommend.
Transition. Don't worry, that was the final one. Thank you so much for watching these 5 videos for the past 2 or 3 weeks. I've really worked hard on all these videos, so I really hope that you guys have enjoyed it. You can listen to this album on Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, almost all major streaming platforms using the links that I've provided in the description below. We recently featured on a song from Rai Putra, a member of the band Ran, named Lagi, which you can also check out through his artist profile. And if you can, please fill in the final feedback form which I've put in the description below so that I can know what you guys have thought about this whole video series of Notes Lurup and all the clips and all the reviews and all of that. Anyways, this has been Ingmar. Thank you so much for watching for these past 2 weeks, and I will see you around. Bye-bye.